Hi girls, welcome back to another episode of Girls Like Me. Today we have a very, very special guest today. We have Abby on the podcast.
Hi.
So yeah, we are going to be learning a lot from Abby today, especially me because Abby's like someone that I look up to, especially in the property world. And she's doing loads of different things now. But yeah, Abby, introduce yourself.
Hi guys. Do I look at the camera? By the way?
Yeah.
Hey guys. Hey guys, my name's Abby Oniru. A little bit about me. I was able to get 10 properties by the age of 26 years old. And my mission is to now help other people do the same.
Perfect. So let's go. Because do you know when you've come today, I've actually been to one of your events ages and ages ago. You don't remember though, do you?
You know, yeah, like your face looks very familiar, but I was like,
I came with one of my friends, Bernice, and she joined your team.
I was gonna ask you, like I see that mutual friend, Bernice.
No, yeah, we went to your event.
The first ever one, the big one. There's like 200 people in the room.
We went because her cousin was there as well. And her cousin went on stage and stuff.
Yes.
So I went with her to that.
Yes.
So talk to me a little bit about like you starting out or what was the process?
Yeah. Okay, so me starting out, take a while, get a bit back. The process was me having a vision, to be honest. I had a vision I wanted 10 houses, to be honest, by a certain age. And I didn't know how I was going to get there, but I just said, I'm going to do it like that. And the thing is, people need to understand, you don't need to know how you're going to do it. Just have the vision first, and then you start becoming creative around it. My why is my daughter, so and now I've got my son as well. He's my why too, but at the time, my why was my daughter. I remember 21 years old, came out of university, fell pregnant with my long-term partner, and at this time, yes, I had my degree, but I had no job. But to be honest, I'm not even gonna lie, didn't want a job. I didn't want a job. I was never that person to be like, once I get a degree, I'm gonna get a 9 to 5. God forbid. I said no. I didn't want that. My thing was, I saw my work ethic from time. I've been on it. Even before my kids, I was very on it person.
Yeah.
Even when I had to do assignments, I was doing it 3 weeks before it was due, right? So I had that work ethic, and I said to myself, imagine I built some type of business. What would that business look like? And we need to find within ourselves what we specialize in and what we're good at, because nowadays in this day and age, I always hear people have so many excuses. If they want to do something, there's excuses, but look within yourself and look and see, I know what I'm capable of, right? That's your superpower.
Yeah.
And I knew my superpower was when I put my mind to something, I will execute it. Don't know how I would do it, but I will. That's how I started to, do property, went on social media. I just wanted to document my journey, to be honest. And from there, I've got my 10 houses.
So talk to me about the actual process of how you got the 10 houses. How did you start off? How did you because no one just goes and buys 10 houses. Yeah. So what was the actual process?
The process was, so number one, it was a lot of connections. I had a lot of connections. So I did this, there was this thing that I done with, Kazi, I remember he reached Property by Kazi.
Yeah.
He reached out to me. This one I had my 2 houses, and he was like, I want to do a little mini documentary and all that stuff. And I done a documentary recording my life and stuff. And that was fun. I was like, okay, because this is the first time sun shined me. I was like, this looks good. And then after that, invited us to a dinner. It was a private dining.
Okay.
This was my first ever networking event. And, I felt
Wait, so when you were doing rent to rent, you hadn't been networking?
None of that. No, because think about it, I just had a baby, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was very in my box. And then I remember, so I felt not intimidated because there was a lot of a lot of older people, I'd say, in the room. And I was thinking, okay, like I was literally on the edge of the table. I was thinking, I don't know who I'm going to talk to. This is the first one. Everyone seems all, like, all that stuff.
General networking kind of vibe.
Yeah. And so then I remember, I don't know, I think it was Stephanie or Kazi, one of them. They said that, guys, we're now going to like mix. We're all going to like connect with each other and swap over on table, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember it was a long table. So I'm not going to lie, I stayed where I was sitting. I was thinking, who am I going to talk to?
Yeah.
But it was such a blessing in disguise because Sebastian, he's really part of my journey as well.
Oh, yeah.
He's my broker, yeah. And a mentor, I'd say, as well. He came on my side of the table and started to speak with him and another lady, talking about our goals. At the time, I only had the 2 houses. And I remember I was like, I want to have 10 properties by a certain age and stuff. And I remember the lady beside was laughing. But Sebastian, he was like, no, like, I like that. You've got something in you. So I remember after that, he did it on Instagram. He goes, Abby, like, I love your attitude and like how you think. What I'm happy to do is, he goes, I help him grow his social media and he will help me get the mortgages for my house.
Yeah.
And then from there, that's where the magic happened, because I didn't realize how easy it is to get a mortgage. It's so important to have the right people around you. So
give me some tips now then, because this is the process that I'm going to go through right now. Like, I could do the help.
So your broker and your solicitor.
Yeah.
The broker, obviously, he needs to know your goals and your visions and what you want to do, because they're going to know the right lenders to like connect you with as well.
I want to ask you a question now. So I get asked this because I've actually been to see a mortgage broker.
Yeah.
But like I've mentioned to you about like BRRs, that kind of thing, they always say to me, what's your exit, or what's your like big, did you know that?
Yeah.
So when you said 10 houses, like they thought of the full strategy from there.
Yeah, so BRR, they say what's your exit because you need to pay the money back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for example, you could get a bridging, and with that bridging, they'll put like the money into your deal, and then once you refinance, like they need to know what you're gonna do. You're gonna want to sell it. Are you gonna refinance it, get the money out, and that's what they mean by this exit. 'Cause I remember I was just like, I was thinking, what the hell are you talking about exit? I want the house. But I get it.
Yeah,
you'll hear all these terms like when you're starting and stuff like that, but there's important things that I remember they talk about schedule of works, how long the works are going to be and things like that. And with me, to be honest, I wanted a fast thing. So I didn't want to deal with builders. I don't get no grey hair. I was like, listen, I don't have time for that. I just want my 10 houses and then on to the next type of thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I did a lot of the buy to let and things like that. And what I also did as well is how I got it. I was very creative. So I remember once I got my 2 houses, there was a lot of happiness noise on social media. This was the first time I was like, oh my gosh, like followers and all that. So it was fun. I even done a little party with me getting, I don't know, 10K on my Instagram. I remember I was bare gas. And after, what happened was, what I specifically done is, I remember like it was the year after. It was, I forgot the year, but the year after I got my 2 houses. Yeah. I had a conversation with Sebastian and I said, now I made the decision that this is the time. Like, I want to get these houses now. And then we reverse engineered it. So he said, okay, this was up north. My house was up north. So I needed like 30 to 40K a month in order to like do what it is that I wanted. So I said, okay, how I'm going to do that.
30 to 40K per month you needed. Okay.
Yeah. And so what I done was, I done a lot of sourcings.
Okay.
I had a lot of rent to rent, so I was putting that money aside as well. But more time, I'd say it was the sourcings that helped me. Like,
just get that quick cash in. Yeah.
Because like 5.5 times that by however, you could get it fast, you know what I mean?
And so what were you selling, rent to rent deals?
No, it was literally buy to let.
Okay.
So wherever I was like doing Liverpool, I was helping people find in Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's another thing. If you specialize in a specific area, you have a lot of people that want to buy up north. But think about the pain points, the time, the travel and things like that,
Yeah.
right? And me, I never really actually went there to do it. I had a team out there to just do the recordings, all that for me. So it's all part of a service. So I started to become creative in that way for me to build that capital back to back. It was a lot of work, but I did it.
So 30 to 40K.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many, or like, what was you earning from your rent to rent portfolio at the time?
Probably like 10K or more
Okay.
at the time. I honestly can't remember, I'm not gonna lie, but maybe 10K. It had to be more than 10K.
More than that, yeah.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah.
So when you obviously bought them, what was that process? So like you didn't use bridging or anything like that. You just literally bought them. How much were they on average, like
On
per
average,
house? And what was the breakdown?
So it was like between 95,000 to 120,000 between those margins. So it wasn't nothing mad.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was only 3% stamp duty.
Yeah.
And 25% in. So altogether, I had to put 28% aside. And then obviously there's the solicitor costs and all that stuff. So I basically calculated what I needed per house.
Yeah.
And I knew my max was at 120.
Okay.
So I've reverse engineered from the 120 side of things, so that I know if I got anything lower, fantastic, is a bonus.
Yeah. No, that's wicked. And then what are the properties? Are they like 3-4 beds? And then what did you do with them? Are they HMOs now?
Yeah, some are essays as well, I'd say.
Okay.
And buy-to-let families as well. Yeah.
Not easy cash flow.
Yeah,
no
honestly,
hassle.
So much easier, I'm telling you, gosh. Yeah.
No, I do, because I remember watching it on social media. Obviously, I went to your event, then followed you.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you just started posting all these houses. Then it was like one, then another one, then another one. And I was sat there thinking, what on earth is this girl doing? Like, where she just got the money from? But no, that's incredible. And do you know what I love as well? Like, it was in such a short space of time. So
when I need to be aggressive in my business, I will.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's about setting the goals for yourself.
Yeah.
You have to make the decision in your mind that you want it. Like, my God. And it was so crazy because once I got my 10 properties, that's when I fell pregnant with my son.
yeah.
And then I had like 9 months out. Not 9 months out, because people would say...
You've still been working every day. You still work every day.
But in my head, it was very slow burner because I had low iron and I was thinking, like, it was, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why, like, even me with my goals and stuff, it's like in life, there's a chapter for each, like where it is that you're doing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I knew when I fell pregnant with my son, I thought, okay, Abby, forget getting any house right now. You need to breathe, your health. But I was still doing work behind, but I know I could potentially have done more. But, you know what I mean? That's me just being hard on myself.
Yeah.
I know as a pregnant woman at the time, I did what I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. It's incredible. For me, do you know, like, because obviously people that are watching this are going to know you from all different types of things, like rent to rent, property now. But obviously I first found you when you started off in rent to rent, when I started. I feel like I'm still in a rent-to-renter mindset, which I need to let go of essentially, because that hustle and bustle is what you need to essentially, it's not it. But then to have the mindset of, I need to make 30 to 40 grand to do that.
Yeah.
What's that like? Or how did you manage to get, because it's a whole different mindset,
Yeah, it's
a whole different game. What was the process?
To be honest, with me, I'd say... Okay, so when I was doing my rent to rent, how I was scaling my rent to rent, I was getting investor money.
Yeah.
And that was helping. So when you can see investors are happy to like pour into you and stuff, like it makes you feel even more confident. So where I had to get my 30 to 40K with the sourcing, it was literally, I said to myself...
Of course, people are going to give me that money because they're giving me that now. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I said, let me do a post. Someone says, yep, I wanna, you know, da-da-da. Then I'll give them the PDF, explain it to them, what I could offer. And it's about providing that service. It's like, who is your avatar? Do you know what I mean? It's so important to know who your avatar is and what they're looking for. And when you know what they're looking for, you know that when you're speaking to them, like, they're going to say yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's why it's so funny, because obviously now I do travel as well, yeah? And some mindset is not all, some people's mindset is very obviously different to property. Do you know what I mean? So you see the difference, like the different clients and stuff like that. But in life, it's about working to see who is your avatar and what is their pain points, what is it that they want you to do. Once you fill in that gap, money will come to you, like, honestly. It's just, and it's...
So did you get like majority of your investors from social media?
Yeah, all of them was for social media.
Mad. Maybe I need to start posting more. So like, what was the process to get there? Because for me, it's like, I know I can do that. Like, I know that I can speak about people's pain points. I can have the conversation with them. I speak to investors all the time. Like, it doesn't really bother me, but it's the actual, like, okay, so give me the money now. Like, what's that process, or how do you do that? Obviously, you have like a meeting with them, you send them the PDF and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, okay, so before property, I done a lot of things like behind, like to work on my mindset. Honestly, I done a lot of mindset things. So, for example, I remember when I first found out, well, once I had my daughter, I done a course, a guy called Sam Ovens. It was all about consulting. It was all mindset and things. Well, it's consulting, but there was a mindset. The first thing we worked on was our mindset.
Yeah.
And what I learned from it is I had to unlearn a lot of things. Even when I was in university, I felt like there was a block on my mind. It's the brain. It's like in school, they program us to, you know, get degrees and all this stuff and then work. And I knew that something's not making sense. Like, how are rich people rich? They're not working for people. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I knew there was something there, but I didn't bother go search for it, right? I would have had 10, I was about 20. But now, when I learned a lot of things. I had to reprogram my mind.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that you need to do, mindset is key. Work on your mindset, reprogram your mind, unlearn a lot of things that school has taught you. Even now, like with my daughter, because she's 5 years old, I'm always like teaching her entrepreneurship and things like that, because school ain't teaching you entrepreneurship. And it's just so important. Like, if I could, I'd probably homeschool, but honestly, that's a whole... At least that's... Like, I love when parents do that, but I'm like, I ain't got time for that.
You ain't got time for that.
But my thing is, like, I do what I can at home.
Yeah.
To let her see what mummy's doing and daddy's doing and things like that, for them to understand, like, this is the way forward. Don't think, if she's fantastic at her grades, she loves to read, like, she's so good. But I'm teaching her all these little things. So, like, just financial literacy is just so important for kids. And there's one thing you doing it, but the next thing is the next generation. They need to understand all of this stuff. So, and this is why, even so, what pushed me as well, was I wanted my daughter and my son now to see what mummy's doing, for them to be inspired. So years later, by God's grace, when they see it, they're like, oh my gosh, like, if mummy could do it, I could do it too. Do you know what I mean? That's what makes me do more what I do. And I know that I'm not an ordinary, average person. Like, by God's grace, I'm going to be a billionaire. Honestly,
I love that.
I have that in my head, because I know my work ethic, and I know I'm very strategic with what I do and stuff like that. And I don't hesitate investing in myself to learn and then to pour back.
Yeah. So do you know, like, because you will hear a lot of people say, invest in your mindset, invest in your mindset, invest in your mindset. Like, you see it all the time. What does that actually mean? Like, what tips, realistically, what did you do? Was it like affirmations? Was it like...
Yeah, I done affirmations, but I literally just took action. So, like, okay, so what changed my paradigm is, once I looked at the guy saying there's one thing
that changed paradigm. I love that book as well.
But it says a book.
Yeah, change your paradigm.
Change your life. No, it's not even that. I'm literally just saying what changed my paradigm.
Okay. I thought you was on about the book.
Do you know, I'm starting.
It's a really good book, though. It's a really good book, though.
But yeah, what changed my paradigm was that after I done this guy's course, I probably didn't even finish it because the mindset thing got me hooked, right? What changed my paradigm was I just started to take action. So my first ever thing was I realized I like to create courses, and my first sale was a teacher in the US. And it was £3,000. She wired me, all for me showing her how to build a teaching online business like remotely. So I saw a teacher's pain point. I thought this would be good, right?
Yeah.
And I remember I had bare calls that day. Yeah. Oh, let me think about it. You know, Americans.
Yeah.
I was thinking I ain't got time for this. So
Yeah.
in my head, I said to myself, this call right here, I'm going to make this sell. And I made this sell. That's what changed my paradigm. Once you get it and you've done it, it's like a belief thing. Like, oh my gosh, people's willing to pay me this amount. So if I do this, what can I do now? Like, do you know what I mean? That's what changed, because I took action. And then that's how, when I even got into rent to rent, I took action. I looked at YouTube stuff, but after that, I looked at a lot of Americans because I love how Americans are, their thought process, the way they think. They're so open about their income, like they're not scared, and I love that. Like,
I don't know why people in the UK are like that. Like, you know, when I go to events and they're like, I've got this, I've done this, or this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But people in the UK will look at you like you're weird, and I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. Do you get it? It's a mindset thing. Like, it's like, what are you not scared about? I don't understand. It's not like, well, you know, there's... Let me talk. But yeah, but my thing was, so, gosh, what was I saying? So in my head.
Mindset. You Americans, and then obviously the call and whatever.
Yeah. And I was so desperate to be in that energy, right?
Yeah.
And that's what rubbed off to me. Energy is a big thing, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what rubbed off to me, because then when I started to do the rent to rent, I literally went onto Gumtree and I found houses, started to make calls, and that literally was it. And I'd say like a lot of these rent to rents as well, it's like some people have that mind block of, you know, it's my first deal. It doesn't matter. Just be confident in yourself. Be creative in it as well. I always used to train people to show them, like, you could take pictures in your house, set up your house like it's a service accommodation. That's one of your portfolios. They're like, oh my gosh, is it?
The only thing with that is, with me, is because I know property people.
Yeah.
It's like they will sit there and say, they'll post, oh, I've got this new deal, this new deal. And then if I ask them 6 months later, how's the deal? They'll be like, no, I've not got it anymore. I couldn't afford to pay the landlord anymore.
Yeah.
I've had the property taken off me. And it's not what I'm scared of, because I don't feel like that's me. But I feel like it has got a bad name for it, because no one posts that side of, like, they fucked up basically, or they've made this error, or whatever it is. But I do just need to post more, because people say to me all the time, like, I'll go to events, they're like, you're so confident, or you can do this, or you can speak, and you can, and I'm just like, I know, I'm playing with my own potential at this point.
Speaking is a big thing, you know, like, people downplay it, but I'm telling you, it's a big thing. A lot of people are scared to speak.
Because property is a people's game. Like, they will buy into you. Like,
yes.
All my landlords now as well, like, will speak, like, about holidays, like, how are you, what you doing, how's your wife, how's your kids, and they follow me on social media now as well. Like, my landlord's like, oh, I seen you went here, or I seen you went there. Like, they'll get to know you a little bit. But I don't know. Yeah,
100%. Like, it's a people's thing. In life in general, I believe it's a people's thing when you think about it, and that's why it's so important for you to be in front of the camera and speak, share your journey, share what it is that you do, because then you'll be very surprised how many people, like, some people may even want to be mentored by you, never know, do you know what I mean? But that's why I always say, like, even if you feel tired, or like, you're like, oh, that's long, do it, because you never know who needs to hear that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. So, do you know the process of you got your 10 houses, and then that's it? Like, what was the feeling? You've got your 10 houses, now what? Because I know you had that feeling, like, what's next? What can I do now?
Yeah, literally. Like, whilst I was getting my 10 houses, I was also selling deals in Dubai as well. And that
Okay.
was it. Yeah. I remember there was a deal. It was like 30k commission.
Mad.
Yeah, do you get it? This is why it's so important to, and it's so crazy how I even started on Dubai. I remember I went to an event and there was a guy there, a lovely guy, Peter, and basically, I literally told him like what is that I do, and I said, but I'm looking to like go into Dubai, and he goes, oh, I know a guy. I said, you know a guy? We had a Zoom call. I flew over to Dubai after. Signed it, like whatever I needed to sign.
Yeah.
From there, sold deals, you get.
Yeah.
And I made sure I documented it. I remember that feeling. It was so beautiful because it's like, whatever you want to do, you could do it. Don't be in your head. Just like do it. You never know who you're talking to and how that can help you. Knowledge is power, and it's all about just speaking about it. You never know where that topic will take you.
Yeah.
My thing was literally a conversation.
And you just met this Peter person like by random?
Yeah. No, so the guy called Jazz Rose, he done the event. He invited me to the event. I was like, okay, let me go to the event.
I think I follow him as well. Yeah.
And Peter was there, and I spoke to Peter, and like I think it was like a 3-day event. It was really good because I utilized it just to network and stuff like that. And that came out of me selling in Dubai, which was crazy. And it's so true when they say the world is your oyster. I remember I heard that first saying in school. I remember the head teacher. I went to a school, local, well, not local. It was in Enfield, Kingsmead. And I remember a teacher, I think her name was Miss Barry or something like that. And I remember when she said, the world is your oyster in the assembly.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I like that line.
That one just stuck right there with me in my head.
Exactly. So I held on to that line because it really is your oyster, like for real. Yeah.
So, got a bad cough, sorry. Where did travel come into it? Like, what did you just see something one day and then you was like, boom, I'm going to travel? Like, what was the...
So, basically, how travel got involved is once I gave birth to my son, well, I was like, I gave birth ending of December, last year. So it was...
Because I think even with your pregnancy, correct me if I'm wrong, but you kept that like hush for like a very long time.
Once, it was so funny. When I gave birth, that's when I posted that.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. That's why I was even quiet and I'm doing baggy stuff and like no one, everyone's like, what, she pregnant? Like, yeah, I was like, surprise. And even with that, like, I remember this was like maybe ending of November. I prayed to God and I said, God, please show me another way to make income.
Yeah.
It don't have to be about property. Just show me another way. And I said that because when you have 2 kids now, honestly, property can be stressful. And that's what people don't talk about, right? Like my broker probably knows that when I was pregnant, there was dramas. I dealt with some silly landlords and I was like, Abby, like, this isn't good, like, da-da-da. I said, don't worry, God's got me. But this was why I wanted to, like, do you know what I mean? Because especially when you're pregnant as well, you ain't got time for stupid stress, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you have, like, more kids, you just want to make sure that, energy is important. So I didn't want no energy to rub off because the landlord wanted to piss me off, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I prayed to God, say, God, please show me another way to make income. Don't have to be about property. And then literally, once I gave birth, 2 to 3 weeks later, my cousin must have messaged me. And he was like, oh, Abby, Anisha. So Anisha is my cousin's wife's sister-in-law.
Your cousin's wife, sister-in-law.
Okay. Now. Yeah. My cousin's wife, sister-in-law, yeah.
Okay.
Because I know people are going to watch him like, cousin's wife, sister-in-law, yeah. And... he was like, oh yeah, she wants to speak to you about some business opportunity. I said, okay. I didn't know it was travel. I was like, okay, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I said, okay, do a Zoom call. Because I remember at the time, I believe she may have been in Dubai at the time. And yeah, like I had the whole conversation with her and Sophie. Her and Sophie are business partners. Shout out to Sophie and Nisha. and my cousin Tola for
hooking you up.
Yeah, messaging me back. But yeah, and then after, yeah, they told me about the opportunity, and I was like, and do you know what? Back in the day, like honestly, this is back in the day, I used to see all this stuff. Oh, travel and earn. I was just thinking, this is a scam. Like, listen, I don't say the word scam, but when I talk about it, people are like, it's not a scam. I understood because that time my mindset wasn't where it is now. Do you get it? And I was thinking, my cousin, my sister-in-law won't be sending me a scam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
God forbid.
God forbid. But obviously, because my mindset is so mature now compared to before.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I heard it, I said, yes, I get it. It's a low, what I love about it, yeah, it's a low entry, like, it's low. It's only £156 to get started. And then after that, it's a monthly of $46 a month. And then you get 2 businesses in one. So there's the travel, then there's the marketing. And I said, this is genius.
Yeah.
Especially because there's so many different things we could get. Like, there's so many things that I've learned that I didn't know before. Like, you know, when we go on booking.com, there's commissions built into those prices. But when you're an independent travel agent, you get industry rates. Like, there's bare different stuff that you have access to that we can now earn commission back. Even like hospitalities, even like theatre tickets, concerts. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This was a lot of things that people do anyway. So I was like, this is a no-brainer. But my thing was, because I had so many people in this what do you call it, on my social media.
Yeah.
That, you know, wants to get onto the property ladder and all that stuff. And my thing was, it's so important to now be able to earn income, additional income. And because you could do this from the comfort of your home, I just feel like this makes so much sense. This is helpful. People could utilize the income in any way they want, like whatever it is, the car, whatever it is that they want, they could do it.
Yeah.
And on my social media, I just knew there's a lot of people that want to earn extra income.
Yeah.
And I said, this is a no-brainer. Like, you're going to have income that you could do whatever it is that you want with it. A lot of people I have on my social media, I remember when I gave birth to my son, I had a lot of people DM me, oh, I'm a mother too, but like, I want to like do something from home.
Yeah.
That's a
perfect thing
business.
to do, yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And the travel business is the energy. Like, I've got a community of 300 plus people now in my organisation. I absolutely love them. Like, it's such a... this business is very good on your self-development. Like, it's all about helping people.
Yeah.
And it's like, in property, it's more helping yourself. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is a very... I think people make it out to be like, you're a community, you're with this, but then realistically, you're by yourself.
Yeah.
Once you've left the course, there's no support. That's it, you're by yourself, essentially. That's it.
Now... in travel, it's a whole different thing. Do you get what I mean? Like, we all help each other. We have a whole community. Everyone's helping each other. Like, I love that stuff and I love that energy. So, yeah.
So, I keep saying so with the next question, but how has obviously starting your travel business now, like, what has that done for you in terms of like,
honestly,
financial freedom for yourself, obviously second income?
Do you get it? Like, absolutely incredible. Like, I would say I probably generate over £50,000 plus. I need to actually add up what I've done. I don't know, but I know it's probably more than that. Do you know what I mean? But this was all for my work ethic, all as extra income, and that means so much to me because I prayed to God, show me another way to make income. Didn't have to be about property. So when I'm getting weekly income from my properties and all that stuff, all such a blessing. And this is all I ever wanted, additional income, to buy more properties. By God's grace, I'll definitely be buying in Dubai in 2025. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, trust me, like, no,
I love it. I just, honestly, when I say multiple streams of income, like,
it's
that's
so important.
all I want. Like, it's just so, and I think it just transforms your life. So I think I mentioned to you like 2 minutes ago that I've handed in my notice at my 9 to 5.
Yes.
So I just can't be with it. Do you know when you're used to it, or you start something and it's like I'll be at work and I had 2 bookings come through, one for 1,300 and one for 1,400, and I sit there and think, I'm gonna earn like what, $3,000 working at this job. I can't be arsed. I've just made it and I've not had to do essentially anything
because that's
for
passive
that.
income.
Yeah. So, and I just
that's
think
why assets are so important.
Yeah.
You realize how big assets are. Like, everyone needs somewhere to live. You know what I mean? That's why it's like, get the asset. Yeah.
So are you planning to keep, obviously, is the travel business now like your main cash flow, would you say? And then you just want to keep putting that into property, and then building that?
Yeah, 100%.
So why are you thinking of going to Dubai to invest? Like, what is it about Dubai where you want to go? Obviously, I know, but I'm just asking.
Yeah. So when I started to sell in Dubai, I understood the market more.
Okay.
You could buy off plans, ready to go. You know, when you buy off plans, it means that it's like it's not built yet.
Yeah.
It could take a year or 2 or so to build, but this will help you increase the. I forgot the word in my head today. You know, when the property goes in
up in value, like the equity.
Yeah, the equity goes up in value as well. Plus, like, I already know how I want to set up. And to be honest, I'm not going to lie, Dubai has less rules compared to UK. UK, they just want to take people's money. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's very annoying. Even stamp duties now increased 5%.
Yeah, with everything with the budget that they put out. And it's
do you know how mad that is? That's basically double the price, but 1% off. It's double. That's bloody criminal activity at this point. It's like, what the hell? It's crazy. It's like, what the hell? It just, it doesn't make sense in my eyes, that stuff. But my thing is, when it comes to Dubai, like, I know who I want to give the property to. I follow one guy, and I really don't know his name. I just follow him on social media. And he does a lot of service accommodations in Dubai.
Okay.
So because I know his operation, fantastic.
Boom.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I already know who I'm going to talk to. Like, and that's another thing. It's important to. Like, I believe his goal is to get 100 rent to SAs in Dubai. He moved from a country, really forgot the country's name, to Dubai, and he's documented his journey. He's raising finance with investors. This is the importance of documenting your journey. Do you get?
Yeah. People
buy into what it is that you're doing. Like, if you think about it, we're programmed to watch. I don't even watch TV anymore.
You don't watch TV anymore?
No, I don't watch TV. Only thing I'd watch is, I finished the season, but Outer Banks on Netflix.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. People may know this. If you don't, but like, I remember back in the day, I used to watch silly EastEnders. You won't see me watching that anymore. Love and Hip Hop, the dramas.
I used to love
Love and Hip Hop. Yeah, but you know, I said, you know,
you can't be doing that.
No. You get?
There's better ways to spend your time now.
Exactly.
There's better ways to spend your time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you know, like, when it comes to time and stuff, like,
yeah.
Because obviously people will see that you've obviously built your business, you smashed it in property, now you're smashing it in travel, and then you've got 2 kids. Like, how do you, I know this is the question that we ask all mums, like, how do you do it all? Because when I see you post, it's not even like you are a mum that has a chef or has like, I still see you cooking your chicken and your macaroni cheese and you're still in the kitchen. Like, I love that when I see that, because I'm thinking, how on earth has this woman got time? And now that I obviously know someone that is part of your travel business too, they're like, I spoke to her yesterday, and she was like, Abby did a call this morning at like 6 a.m. in the group and the this and the that. And I'm like, how have you got time for all of that?
It's all about dedicating your time. So the call, in the travel business, we do morning calls, 6:20 to 6:40 to prep the team, get them going. And then during the day, I'd say it's all about it's support system as well. I'll always say that. So my partner or like my mum, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so this is why, like, Google Calendar is my best friend.
Yeah.
I always make sure, like, whatever it is I need to do, I plot it down. Even the time of cooking, I have to put it in my diary just so I know,
what it is.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because once you detach time from your, there's a thing that I saw on Instagram, but I don't say it wrong. He said something like, detach time from the time you want to set your goal. Because I feel like in life, people are so focused on 24 hours. You could do a lot in 24 hours, 100%. You could change your life in 24 hours. Like, you can. We all have the same 24 hours, but it's how you work that. And when you're intentional with what it is that you want to do, you can do it. But people lack organising themselves. I had to force myself to organise myself. I'm not gonna lie, I've always been organised, but I didn't really use Google Calendar at the time. Now I use it. I don't know how to not use
day,
it.
Yeah,
because once you do that, you could really, there's a AI app called Motion as well, where like it even tells you what one's the most important and all that stuff. All of this stuff is important. It's all about blocking times. A lot of wealthy people block out their times. They know exactly what it is that they need to do. People in this life nowadays, they live off like no schedule.
Yeah.
They're just waking up, what's on TV today? How do you expect to get rich?
No, do you know what? I'm one for it, but my problem is I will block the time in, I will plan. I've got the calendar, I've got the diary, I've got everything else. And sometimes when my plan doesn't go to schedule, that's when I start to feel a bit like, my day's getting ahead of me. Am I going to this? Am I going to that? And I think now that I'm doing multiple things like the podcast, the property, the this, the that, it's like, when I have a to-do list, I don't feel like I have one to-do list anymore. I feel like I have 3 different mini to-do lists, and then I start to feel a little bit overwhelmed. And then that's where I'm like, I've got so much to do. So I think I don't know how to reorganize or calibrate my brain when it comes to stuff like that.
So for example, like, okay, take me in a day in your life like today. What's your plan today?
So for example, today I woke up, got ready first thing, met Chase for 7:30, I think it was, come down, travel to London. But on a general day-to-day basis, I will wake up, obviously I'm not going to be in my job for any much longer. Friday is my last day, but normally I would get up early morning, go to the gym, go to work for 8:15. On my lunch break, I'm either messaging someone about a booking, got something to do property wise, checking with the cleaners, all of that stuff. Go home. Then once I'm home, I'll spend like a couple of hours on my laptop, whatever needs to be a priority. I've always got stuff that I need to do, but let's say in property something goes wrong, or there's a maintenance issue, or there's something that happens.
Do you have
that will
any
become
virtual assistants that help on this?
No, I need to get one.
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is admin tasks.
Yeah.
That's the last thing. You only want to work in high frequency energy, like CEO type of mindset.
Yeah.
CEOs aren't going to be dealing with tenants chatting at their ass. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's one thing for me is I remember when I had my 2 houses, I was doing everything all online, tenants chatting out their bums. It would get on my nerves and really reduce my energy vibration.
Yeah.
So now no tenant chats to me. I have my virtual assistants dealing with them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's important to have the right systems in place. And I would always say, like, there's virtual assistants from outside of, UK. There's Philippines, India, like, do you know what I'm saying? And when you look at, like, eBay, for example, if you call them up, you hear someone from another country talking. This is what they do because of cost as well. So have that, like, that should be your thing to focus on this week. Virtual assistant. A trick here, go onto LinkedIn and search virtual assistants, either in the Philippines or India, whatever you want to search, and ask them, what's your daily rate? Do you get? And then create mini videos to show them, look, this is my day in the life of what I do. This is what you need to do when it comes to booking. Show them the system. Go on Loom and record the screen, all of that stuff. Have a nice, clean document. Make it very dummy, like, friendly, like, you know what I mean? So it's just clear. They'll do it all for you. Then that's gonna release so much
of your time to then go out and get the investors and get the this and get the that.
The big boy stuff.
You are 100% right. That is something that I need to do, and it's just what I need to do. Like when I come and do these talks, or like if I do a podcast, sometimes it's like you already know what you need to do. Like, I already know. And you telling me, in my head, I'm thinking, I already know I need to do that. But it's just the actual going to get it done.
Yeah.
Which is a bit long sometimes. But yeah, when you were doing like all the management yourself and all of that, like, did you get to a certain level, or what was the point where you was like, now I need help, now I need virtual assistants?
Yeah, mate, there was...
Because I feel like that's a very grey area that people don't speak about, when to hire someone or how many properties you
My
need to have. My
advice, to be honest, do it from the get-go.
Really?
Yeah, because it's long when you have to deal with it yourself. It then becomes another 9 to 5 to you.
Yeah.
Or even 24-hour thing, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tend to think they could call you at stupid o'clock. Oh, I lost my key. I'm in London. Where do you want me to go to get the key?
Listen, last Saturday I went to an event in Milton Keynes and had to be up and ready for 7 a.m. And I had someone call me at 4 a.m. that had lost their keys. I had to go at 4 a.m. to go give them a key. Then come back home, then go sleep for an hour and a half. Then it's all that type of stuff, yeah.
You can't do that. You'll never see me do that. They will figure it out. Because what the hell are you doing? What the hell? Like, that's mad. I can't believe you.
But I know that. But that's my life. That's what it is, especially in service accommodation, because it's like a daily thing.
You can't do that stuff. Even have a master box hidden that they don't know where that master box is. There were spare keys there as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's all these little things that you have in place, so then you don't have to go out your way to do that. And I know it's extra having 2 master boxes, but sometimes it needs to be done because you know how some tenants are. Do you know what I mean? But where it was for me, I remember I had a tenant, and this guy, honestly, he took cocaine. He did take cocaine. Like, he did. And I knew there was something about him that it's not making sense.
Yeah.
Like, he'll flip on the phone and just say, I'm so sorry. I'm thinking, what kind of abusive man is this right now? Do you know what I mean? And I remember he cut up my carpet in the bedroom. He cut it up in pieces. Imagine fresh carpet as well, new house, new build. You get it? Told the police. They were like, oh, but you can't really accuse him because he said he had a party. I said, are you mad? What? Police, honestly, don't even get me started about talking about the police, especially up north. It don't make sense. But that's when I said, I'm not dealing with tenants anymore. I need to get virtual assistants to do this. And I first started with 1, then I increased to then 2.
And then how many have you got now?
No, I still got 2.
You still got 2?
Yeah, everything, yeah.
Love that. No, yeah, I'm going to get one, but a part-time one, I think.
Yeah.
Just part-time one. For a bit.
100%.
Yeah. So, do you know, like, your life at the minute? Obviously, you set all these goals for yourself. You've achieved so many of them already. What's next for you? Like, obviously, I know that you've just recently had your son. Have you got, like, you want to start investing in Dubai? But, like, because for me, there's like levels that I've got in my brain of like, okay, I want this many houses, then I want to do this, or then I want to do that. Like, what's next for you? Because I already feel like your brain has just got that. Like, when you was like, yeah, I'm going to be a billionaire. Like, you've clearly thought about what's going to make you the billionaire.
Yeah, 100%. It always goes back to assets and investing, because that's how I want to buy in Dubai, because it's so important to diversify your portfolio.
Yeah.
And assets is definitely the way forward, to have that asset. So all the money that you're building, however you're building, put it into other places. Yeah, you could do stocks and shares and all that stuff, but my thing is assets, and in different countries. I love Dubai. There's different sizes, apartments, villas. I've always said I want a 4-bedroom villa with a pool or ensuite. Like, I know what I want. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And once I get that villa.
Is that what you plan on getting next year? Or is it?
Yeah, honestly.
Nice. I can already see, like, I've been thinking about maybe moving to New York as well.
Is it?
Yeah, because my boyfriend, he lives out there. So when I go next week, I'm going to have a look at apartments. So, like, just to envision it, like, exactly what I want. Like, it's not like I'm doing something right now, but exactly what I want, what it looks like, where it's going to be, that kind of thing. Have you done that in Dubai? Like, have you already...
Yeah, I always went to Dubai. When I go to Dubai, I always look at properties, like, all the time when I'm in Dubai.
Yeah.
And I remember I went to some beautiful villa, and it was so big. Like, even like I remember when I not only was